Abeni, only 22, carried a quiet strength that many didn't notice at first. Living in the busy streets of Lagos, she woke up every morning with the hope of proving herself. Her parents, far away working in another country, often called her careless and said she could never manage the family properly. Their harsh words weighed on her heart, but she refused to give up. She loved her younger siblings deeply. Chaik, who was 17 and already trying to act like an adult, Nia, a curious and lively 14-year-old, and little Oba, who at 10 still needed constant guidance. They looked at Abeni with admiration, often asking her for advice and help, trusting her even when others doubted her. One afternoon, while she was organizing the house and helping Chaik with schoolwork, Abeni accidentally overheard her relatives speaking badly about her. They laughed and said she was too young to handle anything important, that the family would fall apart if she tried. A sting of embarrassment and hurt shot through her, but instead of letting it break her, it sparked something stronger. She decided right then that she would show everyone she was capable. Abeni began to take charge of daily responsibilities. She managed the household bills, cooked meals, helped the younger children with school, and even negotiated with neighbors and local suppliers. Every small task became a proof of her dedication. She faced challenges. Sometimes money ran short. Chaik argued with her about rules, and Nia's endless questions seemed overwhelming. But she stayed patient. Every day, she found creative solutions, balancing her determination with care for her siblings. Slowly, they began to notice changes. Chaik started to follow her lead. Nia's laughter became lighter knowing Abeni had everything under control, and little Oba clung to her trustingly. Word spread in the neighborhood about Abeni's efforts. Even relatives who once mocked her began to whisper with surprise about her capability. The young woman who was once doubted transformed into the quiet hero of her family. With every challenge she overcame, Abeni's confidence grew, showing that age was not a measure of responsibility but courage and heart. Her journey became one of resilience, proving that determination, love, and persistence could turn a doubted young woman into the anchor of her family, respected and admired by all around her. Abeni's story wasn't just about managing a home. It was about proving that true strength shines brightest when no one expects it, and that family trust can grow even from the heaviest doubts. A sudden accident leaves the parents unable to return home for several months. The news hits Abeni like a storm. One moment, she was worrying about small daily tasks, and the next, the entire responsibility of the household falls on her shoulders. Bills are piling up, school fees remain unpaid, and the kitchen shelves are almost empty. The usual laughter of her younger siblings, Chaik, Nia, and Oba, is replaced by uncertainty and worry. For the first time, Abeni feels the full weight of being the eldest, and she knows that she cannot let her family down. Without hesitation, she steps forward, determined to keep everything together. She starts tracking every expense carefully, making sure there is enough money to cover essentials. She wakes up early to prepare meals, making simple but filling dishes, and organizes a daily routine for her siblings so that schoolwork, chores, and playtime all happen smoothly. Chaik, at 17, is strong but still learning responsibility, and Abeni guides him with patience, making sure he helps without feeling controlled. Nia and Oba follow her instructions gladly, trusting her completely, even when the situation is difficult. However, her efforts are not without challenges. Neighbors whisper doubts, saying she is too young to manage so much. Family friends, who once praised her parents, question her decisions openly, making her feel judged at every step. Some even offer advice in a way that feels more like criticism, testing her confidence. Abeni feels the pressure mounting, but instead of giving in, she uses it as fuel. Each successful task, paying a bill on time, ensuring no sibling misses a meal, completing school assignments, becomes proof that she can handle what others doubt. Slowly, the household begins to stabilize. Meals are served on time, homework is done, and the home no longer feels chaotic. Her siblings begin to relax, seeing her determination and organization. Even some of the skeptical neighbors start noticing the change, whispering about how capable she has become. By the end of the first month, Abeni has transformed from a young woman underestimated by everyone into the anchor of her family. Her courage, resilience, and love for her siblings shine through, showing that even in the hardest situations, strength comes not from age or experience, but from heart and commitment. Abeni's journey becomes more than survival. It becomes a story of unexpected leadership, earning respect from those who doubted her, and inspiring her siblings to trust in her unwavering guidance. Abeni navigates local bureaucracy to pay school fees, secure healthcare, and prevent eviction. Every day feels like a battle. She stands in long lines at the school office, filling forms and pleading for extensions. She visits clinics, explaining her family situation, making sure her siblings receive necessary checkups. Landlords are impatient, demanding rent she doesn't have yet, and she negotiates with calm determination, convincing them to wait. Each task tests her patience and wits, but she refuses to let her family face harm or uncertainty. Alongside these responsibilities, Abeni takes up part-time work. She delivers groceries, tutors children in the neighborhood, and even does small freelance tasks online. Every penny she earns goes directly to keeping the home stable. Despite exhaustion, she makes time to mentor her siblings academically. Chaik struggles with the pressures of growing up, questioning her rules and rebelling at times, while Nia experiments with independence, occasionally sneaking out or ignoring her guidance. Little Oba, though young, senses tension and clings to her for reassurance. Abeni's challenge is not just keeping the household running, but also maintaining their trust and focus on school. The pressure grows heavier when Chaik starts missing deadlines, feeling misunderstood, and Nia expresses fear that she might lose her parents completely. Abeni sits with them, listening carefully, explaining that the family is together and that she will protect them. She learns to adjust her approach, sometimes firm, sometimes gentle, always patient. The quiet tears she sheds at night become fuel for resilience. She understands that leadership is more than telling others what to do. It is guiding with strategy, patience, and unwavering resolve. Through trial and error, Abeni discovers ways to manage conflicting demands. She organizes schedules, divides responsibilities, and even negotiates with friends and neighbors for extra support when needed. Slowly, her siblings respond positively. Chaik starts helping with chores, Nia begins focusing on schoolwork, and Oba becomes more confident in routines. Abeni's ability to balance work, household duties, and emotional support transforms her home from chaos into a space of order and trust. By the end of these weeks, Abeni realizes that true leadership is built through endurance, careful planning, and emotional intelligence. She has grown stronger. Her siblings have learned to rely on her wisely, and the family begins to thrive despite their parents' absence. What once seemed overwhelming now feels like a journey of empowerment, showing that courage combined with patience can turn impossible situations into victories. Parents return briefly, checking on progress. Abeni waits nervously, unsure what they will say after months of absence. She wants to show them everything she has managed, but the fear of criticism lingers. When her parents step into the house, they pause, staring in disbelief. The living room is neat, floors spotless, and meals are prepared on the table. Bills that had been overdue are now paid, and school uniforms and supplies are ready for the next term. Her younger siblings greet their parents confidently, showing how much they have learned and grown under Abeni's care. Her parents' shock quickly turns into admiration. They cannot believe how much responsibility she has taken on, and how smoothly everything runs. The house that once seemed chaotic is now organized, calm, and welcoming. Neighbors who had doubted her peek in through the windows, whispering praise about how capable and mature she has become. Even distant relatives, once critical and dismissive, express surprise at her dedication and skill. Abeni stands quietly, a mix of pride and relief flooding her heart, knowing her efforts have made a real difference. Despite the positive reactions, not all family members are impressed. Some relatives continue to criticize, saying she is too young, or that she has done things the wrong way. Their words sting, and tension builds in the air. Abeni feels the weight of expectations from both supporters and critics. At the same time, she notices that this rivalry motivates her even more. She decides to continue proving herself, not for approval, but to protect her family and show that her abilities are real. Her siblings, inspired by her strength, now take on more responsibility themselves. Chaik helps with household chores without complaint. Nia approaches her studies seriously, and little Oba follows routines without needing constant reminders. Abeni realizes that her leadership is not only about managing tasks, but also about inspiring confidence and teaching resilience. By the end of their short visit, her parents leave with pride, knowing their family is in capable hands. Abeni's efforts have left a lasting impression, proving that age does not define leadership. She has not only held the household together but has also earned respect from the community, showing that courage, determination, and heart can overcome doubt and criticism. Her journey continues, but this moment marks a triumph. A young woman stepping up and shining brightly despite challenges. Abeni starts a small home-based business to fund extra needs and emergencies. She decides to bake simple treats and sell them to neighbors and friends, using her limited savings to buy ingredients. Every morning, she wakes up early to prepare cakes, pastries, and snacks, arranging them neatly to attract buyers. The little money she earns goes directly into a savings jar for unexpected expenses, like school trips, medical bills, or household repairs. The children help in small ways. Chaik delivers orders nearby, Nia wraps treats carefully, and even Oba adds a smile to every package, making customers feel welcome. Word spreads quickly in the community about Abeni's hard work and dedication. People admire her energy, organization, and determination. Neighbors begin to rely on her advice, and even trust her for small errands and favors, seeing that she can handle responsibility beyond her age. Teachers notice the change in her siblings, who are now disciplined, focused, and polite, reflecting the guidance Abeni provides at home. Little by little, she earns respect and appreciation from adults who once doubted her, and her confidence grows with each success. However, life does not become easy. Unexpected expenses emerge: a broken water pipe, a sudden school fee increase, and a neighbor asking for help with groceries. These challenges threaten the progress she has worked so hard to achieve. Abeni feels torn between fulfilling her family's immediate needs and keeping her business running to fund future emergencies. She stays awake at night, calculating budgets, making lists, and planning how to handle everything without letting her siblings feel worry. Each choice is difficult, and the pressure weighs heavily on her young shoulders. Despite the struggles, Abeni finds creative solutions. She cuts unnecessary costs, offers smaller but more frequent portions in her business, and encourages her siblings to contribute ideas. Through this process, they learn about responsibility, problem-solving, and teamwork. The community watches in awe as a young woman turns adversity into opportunity, inspiring others with her determination. Abeni's story becomes a lesson in resilience, proving that even small steps can lead to big change. She shows that leadership, courage, and dedication can win trust and respect, and that true strength comes from facing challenges head-on. Every obstacle becomes a chance for growth, and her household flourishes because of her unwavering commitment and vision. Siblings grow under her guidance. Chaik excels in school, Nia discovers artistic talent, Oba becomes confident and disciplined. Abeni watches proudly as her siblings transform before her eyes. Chaik, once distracted and careless, now studies diligently and earns praise from his teachers. Nia spends hours painting and drawing, her creativity shining brightly, and Oba follows routines without complaint, showing maturity beyond his years. Their small successes are reflections of Abeni's patience, encouragement, and constant support. She feels proud but also humbled, realizing that her leadership is shaping more than just a home. It is shaping their futures. Unbeknownst to Abeni, her siblings secretly plan a surprise to show their gratitude. They whisper and giggle behind her back, coordinating little gifts, homemade cards, and a small celebration to express how much they appreciate her efforts. The idea fills their hearts with excitement, but they keep it a secret, eager to see the moment on her face when they reveal their love. The siblings feel a strong bond growing between them, strengthened by shared responsibilities and the respect they now have for Abeni's sacrifices. Just as they prepare for this heartfelt gesture, Abeni faces her biggest test. The local community is hosting a large event, and she has been asked to manage several aspects: organizing volunteers, coordinating food, arranging seating, and ensuring everything runs smoothly. At the same time, an emergency arises at home. A plumbing problem floods part of the kitchen. Abeni's nerves race, but she quickly divides her attention, creating a plan to handle both challenges. She delegates tasks wisely, calls neighbors for urgent help at home, and focuses on prioritizing what needs immediate attention. The day becomes a whirlwind of decisions, problem-solving, and quick thinking. She juggles meetings, phone calls, and household duties with remarkable composure. Despite stress and exhaustion, Abeni manages to keep calm, ensuring that the community event is successful while the home remains safe and orderly. Her siblings watch from nearby, amazed by her ability to balance so much responsibility. When the event ends successfully and the home crisis is resolved, they surprise her with their small celebration. Tears fill Abeni's eyes as she realizes the depth of their love and respect, feeling a mixture of pride, relief, and joy. Through this experience, Abeni proves not only to her family, but to herself that true leadership comes from courage, strategy, and patience. Her siblings have grown under her guidance, and she has learned that even under immense pressure, determination and care can create triumphs that leave a lasting impact on everyone around her. Abeni's success becomes visible. She is respected by the entire family, neighbors, and local authorities. Word spreads quickly about the young woman who transformed her home and guided her siblings with patience and skill. Neighbors stop by to compliment her, teachers praise her commitment, and even local officials recognize her as someone dependable in the community. People who once doubted her now approach her for advice and help, amazed at how much she has achieved despite her age. Her quiet determination and consistent effort have made her a figure everyone looks up to. Her parents, who had worried about her capabilities from afar, finally return for a longer visit. This time, they cannot ignore the truth. They publicly acknowledge Abeni as the backbone of the household, praising her courage, organization, and leadership. They tell relatives and friends about the sacrifices she has made and the responsibilities she has handled flawlessly. Hearing her parents speak with such pride fills Abeni with a mix of relief and joy. Their approval, once doubtful and critical, now reinforces the strength and perseverance she has shown all along. Her siblings celebrate her as a true role model. Chaik beams with pride when he sees his sister being recognized. Nia shows her creative artworks as a gift of appreciation, and little Oba wraps her in a tight hug, their eyes shining with trust and admiration. The family gathers around Abeni, expressing gratitude for her guidance and sacrifices. Their bond feels stronger than ever, built not only on love but on respect for the hard work and resilience that Abeni has displayed. In the quiet moments after the celebrations, Abeni reflects on her journey. She thinks about the long nights, the challenges she faced, and the pressure of balancing home, work, and her siblings' needs. She remembers the doubts of neighbors, relatives, and even herself at times, and smiles at how far she has come. Abeni realizes that responsibility is not about age or initial judgment. It is about heart, patience, and determination. The young woman who was once underestimated has proven that true strength comes from persistence and care. Looking around at her thriving home, happy siblings, and the respect of her community, Abeni feels proud. She knows her journey has made her stronger, wiser, and more confident. Her story becomes a living example of how courage and dedication can turn impossible challenges into triumphs, inspiring not only her family, but everyone who witnesses her growth. If you enjoyed Abeni's story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Nabira Folktales for more inspiring African tales. Join our family of storytellers and hit subscribe to catch every new adventure in English.